Building rapport of the cold approach, day game, night game, wherever it is. We're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you a few examples because a client that I just did an immersion with had major issues for several days with this, and he had this. There was just too much P-way theory in his head, and I had to unravel it. So we're going to discuss building rapport off the cold approach. Before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. Link in the description to get the 3-part video series with the free PDF. Just enter your email address and I'll get that out to you straight away. So, building rapport off the cold approach. Now, this is something that a lot of guys struggle with. They go into canned lines. They want to give a compliment. They think that that's going to build a little bit of rapport. They also like to throw in a few sort of assumptions to try and get her to open up and start talking about herself. They think that getting her showing intent, and then also if they were to throw in a few assumptions and miraculously get those assumptions correct, then she might open up and start sharing a little bit more about herself. They think that that is a little bit of rapport building. There's other guys that also put all those together. They think that they need to show intent. They also need to assumption stack and get her talking about herself. And they also think that the longer the approach, so sticking in set for upwards of half an hour and having a long interaction in the spot where you met her and standing there and talking to her for a long time builds rapport, and they're a little bit lost. Some guys think that you must take a girl on an instant date straight away to build rapport, and it's a little bit confusing, and I totally understand why, because it's not exactly black and white. It's not there's no one way to do this. This is a very complicated topic, and no one method is 100% correct all of the time, depending on the situation and scenario you find yourself in, depending on who you are, etc. Okay, so I just wanted to cover all that. But to start with, building rapport, and I want to associate that with getting compliance and leading. And I like to think that getting compliance and leading, and then you build rapport while you're leading, you tend to have a little bit more time with the girl after that. So to show my example, I had trouble explaining to my current student that you can, off the cold approach, get compliance and start leading if she is somewhat attracted to you and has time to hang out with you right now. And so I demonstrated, obviously, approaching and then getting compliance and leading. And here's a little bit of footage. He actually, while I was demonstrating, and obviously I can't demonstrate this 100% of the time, this is just not how cold approach works. It doesn't always miraculously work out the way that you want it to happen. A lot of the time you're going to get rejected, and a lot of the time the girl's busy and doesn't want to talk to you. There's a lot of things that go wrong, but miraculously this time it worked. Obviously, when I'm coaching, I'm not out there approaching too much myself. I'm coaching, so I'm making sure that my clients maximize their time with me and get the feedback, because that's what I'm there for, right? But in this instance, I had trouble showing him that you can get compliance and lead and then build rapport during that phase. So I met this girl, got some compliance, led her out to dinner, and then I integrated her with my client and another friend of ours, and all of us had dinner together. Then I got some more compliance and bounced her to a bar, and then we all went to the bar as well, and then ended up bouncing back to her hotel, and then invited my client the very next morning. All three of us, we ended up in her spa because she was staying in a hotel in the city. And off the cold approach, it was instead of just worrying about building rapport and sticking in set and trying to use canned lines, and I like to think that the best method is looking for compliance, which means compliance is pretty much you suggest something or say something, she tends to be a little bit more agreeable. Now that doesn't mean that the girl is agreeable with everybody, that just means that the girl is agreeable with you. So for instance, if I approach a girl and she's not so agreeable, I can ask her to do the same thing. I say, oh, come for a little walk over here. She'll probably say, oh no, she's not, because she's not compliant with me. That doesn't mean she's compliant with every guy, and that doesn't mean that this particular strategy is going to work with every guy. But a guy that is far more attractive than me, or just a guy that she is attracted to, approaches the same girl, pretty much asks her to do the same thing, and she's attracted to him and she's compliant, boom, he's got compliance, then he should use that compliance and lead. And also, if you show a bit of empathy and you look at it from her point of view, think about this. You're a girl, you're not cold approaching anybody. A guy that you're attracted to comes over and cold approaches you. You show absolute 100% compliance. Whatever he wants, you're willing to go with it. You want to go for coffee, you want to go for dinner, you want to go for a walk in the park, whatever. If you're attracted to the guy and you like the guy, and you're showing compliance, you're pretty much, as a girl, you're sitting there going, okay, take me on a date, come on, let's go, I want to hang out with you. But the girl, it's not the girl's job to push the interaction forward. It's not her job to ask you out, and it's very rare that women do that. And quite often the type of women that do that are the type of pushy women that you want to avoid. So my argument here is that there's a very good chance that a lot of the women that you're cold approaching, if you're getting compliance, and you're not leading, you're kind of disappointing them, because they want you to lead. They're like, here, whatever you want to do, I want to hang out with you. I'm attracted to you. I like you. As a, you know, playing the girl's side of this, showing empathy for what she wants. If you're not leading, then you're kind of letting her down when you think about it. And imagine if you're attracted to her, but you're getting the compliance, but you're not leading. You're kind of letting both of yourselves down, because you're just not pushing forward the interaction. That's your job as a man. That's my argument that I'd like to make here. And the whole rapport building phase and building an emotional connection, that can come after you start, you know, you got the compliance, she's interested in you. Lead. Spend some more time with her, do something fun with her, build an emotional connection, which is also building rapport. And so instead of worrying about trying to build rapport so much off the cold approach, my argument is you should be looking for compliance. You should be looking for compliance, and if you get that compliance, lead. So hopefully that made sense to you guys today. The good thing about when I go out and do coaching and guys have their sticking points, I can make these videos, and hopefully it is educational to you guys and helpful to you guys with your cold approach. And so yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, leave a comment, let me know, I'll try to get back to you. I've also got a Telegram group, and I give I pay for a free coaching call with you. I spend my free time to meet you guys, and if you join up to the Telegram group, we can have a chat sometime in the next 24 hours when you join up. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, you can actually just speak to me one-on-one. You've got access to me through that Telegram group pretty much immediately. So hopefully that video's made sense to you guys. Leave a comment if it doesn't. I'll see you guys in the next video.